Looks like it's raining pretty hard outside. I think it's time for some book club. Hey guys, so before this video starts, I just want to say, yeah, I get it. The video quality is not the best. My camera isn't exactly built for taking video where it's dark, but I'm working on it. I'm going to get some lights and I'm going to tune it up right so it'll look great. So possibly next video, I don't know when I'll do it, but stop telling me it's bad. I realize it's bad. Just go do something else. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a little bit something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing like a book review kind of thing. Because I was just in my room, getting kind of dark. It's raining right now, so I was thinking, what else do you do when it gets a little bit dark outside and it's raining and thundering, other than just sit on your couch and read a nice book? So I thought, also, you are all in quarantine and need something good to do other than watch crap videos like mine, like the other ones. This one I'm putting effort into. Got a new camera for it. But yeah, let's just jump right into it with the first book. And the first book is Star Wars Aftermath. It is about overall, if you're just like an idiot like me and had a lot of questions for what happens in between Star Wars Episode 6 and Star Wars Episode 7, it kind of answers a little bit of that. Of course, there's broad amounts of expanded universe comics that kind of aren't canon, but also they fill in gaps pretty well. And also Disney hasn't really filled in those gaps well enough, so this does a great job. Of course, this was written way before, so of course, back when it was written, it was canon, and also before Disney even bought it. So this book really has the new Star Wars, like 7, 8, and 9, and so on. So like it even doesn't even include Rogue One or anything like that. So, which kind of happens in. So, but anyway, if you're looking for a good book to read and you're really a fan of Star Wars like myself, I love Star Wars. It's great. One of the greatest movies of all time, or movie series, I guess you could say, franchises. But yeah, by Chuck Wendig. He's a great writer. I think he's done a couple more Star Wars books, but this is probably his most well known. It was recommended to me by Hello Greedo. I'll link his channel below. He's a big Star Wars YouTuber who is, I was getting kind of bored. It was a couple summers ago. I was in middle school, so and my mom said, you gotta read a book. Just pick it and I'll buy it. You gotta read it though. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll find something. And of course, I would watch his videos on the regular, so I would go to there, and then he started recommending this book for, answers and just a general good read. And there's, of course, on the inside of the first page is more books he's written and more books that I need to read that were written by Chuck Wendig and were recommended to me by Hello Greedo, but I haven't gotten to. But I need to. I probably will because I've got nothing else to do. But yeah, this is definitely a good read, and if you have questions for after, definitely this book. Alright, next book, although some of you may know it, it's A History of the World in 6 Glasses. New York Times bestseller, like a billion other books. This is 2, and I think pretty much everyone in here is, because if you write a book and it's like not the same as everything else, it probably will. But it's by Tom Standage. It basically summarizes most of human history in drinks, like wine, and how it symbolized the wealth and growing urge for society and order, and like early rise of society, so we could obtain resources to make more wine because it's just so good, you know what I mean? You know, a good Merlot, a good Cabernet, And, of course, it goes on to tea in China and how that grew their civilization, and beer in the Middle East and how that grew their society because they had the urge to make more beer, so they would have to grow more wheat, but wheat could also be used for bread, so they started growing to make more wheat and bread and beer. So eventually they just ended up with society so they could make more beer. Of course, that isn't the case anymore, as in, all hail King Bud. He gives us good beer. We don't have society just for beer. I mean, there is the Super Bowl, which is half beer ads, but, And then, of course, after that is, like, Coca-Cola and whiskey. Or whiskey and then Coca-Cola. How whiskey grew America and how Coca-Cola, like, helped us surpass everybody. Like how whiskey is what we drank in the 17 and 1800s, and it's meant to symbolize colonialism and like a growing power. And I mean, it was just the drink of the time. So, and then of course Coca-Cola, the grow of American globalization, and how they grew, like, commercialism, and putting ads on everything. We even sent them out to war to advertise for soldiers and stuff. So, and of course, it does a great job of explaining all of that. And I mean, of course, I wouldn't think of putting all of human history in summarizing it like a drink, but it does a great job, and it's definitely a good read. So, A History of the World in 6 Glasses by Tom Standage. I will link it in the description. Or a link to, like, the Amazon to buy it. It's such a good book. I know I had to read it for school, but it was a genuine good read, and I might read it again over this, like, quarantine break. So, yeah, let's just get into the next book. Of course, a classic, Fahrenheit 451. It always causes, like, a rise in people as it does. Of course, it just shows, like, what if our society got this bad that we started burning books that just didn't go with the times, which has already happened if you look at the history of Nazi Germany, which that lasted, 10 years? And yeah. It showed, I mean, it's kind of like what would happen in my mind, the Ray Bradbury size, but of course, what would happen could have been different. I mean, just think about it now, people probably wouldn't, voluntarily just burn books, just fall right in line. But it's weird to think about that during the times of Nazi Germany, they just fell in line so quickly, and it's insane. And it took little bits of conversation and persuading, and then they did all of what they did. It's just insane. So that's why less government is more fun. Next book, which I'm not done reading, as you can see in the bookmark. I need to really read this before I read Star Wars, the next Star Wars Chuck Wendig book. But yes, Andrew Jackson and the Miracle of New Orleans. Basically, the Battle of New Orleans was a huge battle for the whole War of 1812. Andrew Jackson being the famous general of that war, who ended up, not being that great of a president, but, we'll just talk about that another time. But anyway, it's a great read, and, I mean, of course, you could just wrap this up in a 15-minute YouTube video. You could do that, but it's so much better when it's, let's see, how many pages is this? I think it's about 250 pages, give or take. But it does a much better way of explaining, as 250 pages would do a lot better than 15 minutes. This would take you quite some time, but if you take more time to read it, of course. And the only reason I got this, which kind of like mesmerizes me, is I got it at an airport. I was just looking for a book, and of course, if I open up the book,
it comes with a bookmark from the store, and I thought these were like books you could read in the airport and then take back, but that's not true. I don't know why. It was at Austin Bergstrom in Austin, Texas. We were going somewhere, and I just wanted to read a book on the plane. Although I didn't end up reading it at all, but once I got back, I started to read it because we were so busy doing, of course, we went to Universal Studios in Orlando, which is pretty cool. But yeah, once I got back and started reading, I was like, wow, why didn't I read this before? It was like, it's right up my alley, man. Like, I'm a huge history nerd. I don't do a lot of that stuff on my channel, but definitely something cool to read if you like history, or you're just looking for something generally good to read, like a good battle story. It's like Star Wars, just a generally good battle story. So not exactly a book, but this is what I'm reading recently. It's the Life magazine's The Beatles. It's their whole life story, of course, being Life magazine. That's what they do. But of course, it's amazing. It's so well detailed. So many great pictures in here. And the thing about this that mesmerizes me is just I picked this up at the grocery store at the checkout. It was just right there, and I was like, I've been listening to music lately. I thought it was pretty cool. And so of course I picked it up, and it has their whole life story and so many exclusive pictures and stories, and of course lots of quotes, so you get the real story. And it's kind of sad how two of them aren't here anymore, but of course the other two can remember the two that have since passed. But I mean, it's overall it's pretty accurate to what I know, and it's a great read. Just there's a lot of stuff in here that I didn't know that overall I probably didn't know, but it's a great read, full of stuff you might not know and stuff you might, but overall good read. Overall, I'm saying that way too much, but it's a great book overall. Why did I just say it again? My brain just turned off and just said overall. But yes, in all of it, it's a great read. Very informative, very cool. If you're a fan of the Beatles like I am, I like listening to their music, and not so much their solo work, but still pretty good. Generally read this, pick it up at a library, or maybe a bookstore like at Barnes & Noble might have it, or Amazon probably has a copy of it. But yeah, Life, the Beatles. So thank you so much for watching. This was my book review, and I don't know what else to do with it, but thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked that video. I will link everything on Amazon.com/UK. Don't do that. Amazon.uk. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll link everything under here. Thank you so much for watching. I've said that way too many times. Please like the video. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. I'll probably do more of this because I'm going to pick up some more books, because I should probably do a lot more reading than I am, and a lot less South Park. So thank you so much for watching. I've already said it way too many times, but I love you. And pick up these books. They're a great read, and hit me down in the comments if you read them before or what you think about them. Bye.